How do you get your mix to sound silky? Your vocals, your whole mix, anything in it. How do you get that silky sound that people are always talking about? What does it take? Let's talk about it. Yo, what's good, guys? Inswain with Inswain Audio. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, subscribe and stick around. I'm telling you, I drop videos every single day. Just like this, gems you're not going to want to miss out. Anyways, today I'm going to answer a question that somebody had off of Reddit regarding silky sounds. So let's check it out. They said, how do you achieve a silky sound? There's something that certain plugins make high mids and highs sound silky or velvet-like. How do you usually achieve this sound? Is it a certain type of compressor, a specific saturator, some form of enhancer / exciter? Okay, so first things first, there's a lot to unpack here, but the main thing that stands out to me is how they put the word silky in quotations in that headline. And that's the main thing that I want to talk about is when we use words to describe audio, silky, warm, he even said velvety, velvet-like. These aren't actual sounds. Silk doesn't have a sound, velvet isn't a sound, warm isn't a sound. When we describe sound, other than loud and quiet, we're using our other senses. Like silky is, we're talking about tactile, like the way that silk feels, or velvet, the way it feels, warm, the way it feels. Dark is your vision, right? Like it's dark or it's bright. Bright is your vision. So we're using our other senses and descriptive adjectives from other senses to describe how we hear things. And the issue with that is it's not objective. If I say one thing is louder than something else, that can be objectively measured. But when I say something is warm or silky, another engineer or another person might say, no, that's not warm, that's not silky. It's not an objective thing we can measure. So that's the biggest thing is what this person is asking, what is silky? What I'm about to describe, we might not even be talking about the same thing. Now, a good engineer has a taste for it and can usually try to pick up on what the person is asking for and translate those adjectives into actual, audio changes. Like when someone says warm, to me, those are low frequencies, roundness in the transients, glue compression. So when someone says they want something warm, that's what they mean, like objectively and tangibly, something you can actually do. Now, in terms of silky, my interpretation and what I think this person and what people mean when they say silky, to me, is brightness in the top end that's not harsh. So tell me if down in the comments if you agree. When you hear silky, you think a nice bright top end that's not harsh. It's like a smooth top end. And that's kind of how I see it. Like silk is smooth. So I picture this top end to be smooth. Not a lot of harsh frequencies poking out because then it's not smooth, right? It's all jagged. So I picture silky like literally on the frequency spectrum analyzer, it's silky. It's it's rich and elegant, meaning it's there. There's that top end there, but it's not harsh. So that's what I think silk is, and I think a lot of people, when they describe a silky sound, that's what they describe is smooth. So how do you get that? Well, the first and the most important thing is to have that brightness without being harsh. So whatever it takes to make the mix not harsh, or whether it's vocals, the whole mix, guitar, anything, all the same concept applies. You want to make sure that the top end isn't harsh. If that takes an EQ, or a dynamic EQ, or a multi-band compressor, or something like Soothe, like a dynamic resonance suppressor, automation, sometimes even compression or saturation can help, but saturation can sometimes make it worse. It can make it more harsh. So it's always gonna depend on the song, and if you're working on, like I said, a vocal or the whole mix or whatever, the approach you're gonna take is different, and you could get to the same or similar end results with two different paths. One engineer might use Soothe, where another engineer might use a dynamic EQ or a multi-band, right? There's a million ways to get to it, but these are some common ways that you would get that silky sound is by having the high frequencies, whether they're already there or you need to boost them, like they said, with an enhancer or an exciter, but then making sure that it's not harsh. Now, sometimes just putting the exciter is enough. It's not harsh if it's a good plugin and it works the way you want. Sometimes you don't need to do two steps. It's not like an enhance and then remove the harshness. Sometimes it's just enhance and there is no harshness. And that's what I call the best day of your life. That's luck right there. But most of the time, you're going to have to enhance the high frequencies, but find a way to remove what is harsh. Whether it's whether you take out the harsh frequencies and then boost, or you boost and then take out the harsh frequencies. One way or the other. They both have a different sound, but a same end goal. And it really just depends on your source and your style and what you prefer. But a lot of times to get silk, it's a two-part process or more steps. A lot of times it's boosting and then reducing. And when I say boosting, it could be EQ, could be saturation, exciters. When I say reducing, it could be EQ, compressors, multiband, right? There's a million ways. And I could give you a specific example, like here's me boosting with this EQ at this frequency, and then I use soothe in these settings to reduce the frequencies. I could do that for you, but it's only going to work with those specific settings on the specific song I'm giving you. If you go to apply those same settings to your song, it's not going to work, at least not perfectly. So that's why I like to give you a general idea of this is how you can enhance the silk. This is how you can, reduce the harshness that comes with trying to get silk. It's up to you to see what tools you have and what works for you in your song and what you like in your taste. So there you have it, guys. That is how you get what I would call a silky sound and what to watch out for. Remember, harshness is the enemy. Harshness is kind of the opposite of silk. So let me know down in the comments below if you agree with this, if you disagree, what are your thoughts? If you have video suggestions, let me know. Like I said, I make them every day. So don't forget to like and subscribe and stick around. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. It's Swain with Swain Audio. Peace.